Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Henrik, the Lawn Care Kid here, back with another video. Today I have a super exciting upload for you guys. This is going to be a satisfying video. We are cutting this super overgrown lawn, and this isn't even the worst of it. This is just up front here. I don't think it's been cut all season. And keep in mind, it's late July, so this grass is tall. Some of it is up to my waist here. But yeah, this is insane. It literally looks like a wildflower field. Now, I'm gonna show you guys the equipment I'm gonna be using, and I'm gonna show you guys the back. The back is insanely tall. So, I got my other crew out rolling, but this is my setup for the day. We have the Exmark Vertex X Series 60-inch cut. It's got the 38.5 horsepower Kawasaki. This is gonna be the real test for this mower. You almost need a brush hog for this, but we're gonna see if we can make it happen with the mower. I think we can definitely do it. I actually just picked up this brand new Echo. This is the PB9010. Just picked it up brand new today. So I'm excited to use that, put that to the test. I've heard great things about Echo. And then back here we have just some miscellaneous Red Max equipment. All right, and then of course we got the trusty old F250. This is one of my favorite rigs that I own. The back here is insane, check this out. Okay, so the neighbors doesn't look too bad. But holy, this grass is taller than the hood of the truck here. Check this out. Check this out. Look, I'm hugging this grass right here. I don't even know if the mower's gonna be able to do this, but we'll give it a shot. This is insane. This is probably the tallest lawn I've ever cut. Now it's crazy. We're 3 months into the mowing season and this lawn has not been cut at all. So the backyard here is insane. We're gonna cut it off right over here. The client was interested in getting some brush hogging for the whole back because that is just way too much for the mower to handle. But in the meantime, we're gonna get this lawn cut. We're gonna get it looking really nice. Wish us luck. Hopefully that Exmark is a straight ripper and gets this lawn chopped down. Before we get started, can't forget to mention Riley, the site manager. She's chilling in the ice cold AC in the truck while I'm out here working hard, cutting this grass. Check it out. This transformation is about to be insane. So I'm trying to figure out my plan of attack here, but I think I'm gonna cut this lawn with the deck height all the way up. And this lawn's gonna have to be cut at a minimum, probably 4 times, I'm thinking, if not more. But we're literally gonna cut this lawn with the deck all the way up. We're not even gonna drop it. For you guys that don't know, the typical average lawn we cut is set about 4 inches. We're gonna cut this one at about 5.5, which is the max setting. So as of now, the whole lawn has been cut twice. Now I'm gonna go back up front and I'm gonna cut a cross pattern into it, because if you keep going over the same lines, you really just keep pushing down the tall stuff. So you have to switch it up and cut it another way to get all the stragglers. But honestly, it's not looking bad so far. The fun part is going to be getting the weed whacker out and trimming all this back here, and then we're going to get the mower on that side over there and get it looking good. But at some point, this was like a decent little landscape area, but just severely overgrown. Like in here, I don't even know what gets trimmed, but I'm gonna see what I can do. Look at this jungle. This lawn hasn't been cut all year. Just wait. We're about to get this knocked down and make it look like a brand new property. It's taller than me. What do you guys think? I'm pretty impressed. This is 3 passes on everything here in the front. And honestly, it's pretty striped up, looks good. Now we're gonna have to conquer the back, which is gonna be the hard and difficult part. That's where it's insanely tall. But after 3 passes, 3 slow passes, turned out pretty good. And then we're gonna have to trim around some of the obstacles around the house, but other than that, it looks good. Had to let the site manager out to come inspect so far. Oh, she pointed this out. That's not trimmed yet. So our next step is pull out the trimmer. Gonna trim around all the obstacles up here in the front, around these poles, around the house, around back. And we're gonna be using the Red Max 260 TS trimmer. One of my favorite trimmers ever. This is actually discontinued by Red Max, I believe. It's now replaced with the 265 TS, which is this one right here. So a little bit of a different style. But yeah, I've had this one for a few years and it's been freaking awesome. So we're gonna rip that one, trim around everything, make it look good. But honestly, the stripes do look pretty solid. Let's trim it up, guys. Well, I forgot my safety glasses, so looks like the Meta glasses are gonna do in the meantime. Let's get this trimmed up, looking good. Surprisingly, there was a culvert there. I didn't see that earlier. I almost ran it over. Now, I would have loved to edge the side of the driveway here, but unfortunately, the edger I have with me today is broken. It's an old Red Max, and let me show you real quick. I've had this trimmer for probably 5 years or so, and the pull cord broke. The coil in there, the spring that shoots the pull cord back in broke, so I'm not able to start it. But that's all right. It still looks pretty good all throughout. Everything's trimmed in the back, as you guys just saw. Let's start up this brand new Echo and see if this thing rips. Well, guys, check this out. This lawn looks heck of a lot better. I've been here for about 2.5 hours, a little over 2.5 hours, and this is a completely different lawn. This guy can now have fun with his kids in the yard and actually enjoy the property. Now, he told me he just recently moved in, so I don't know what happened. Maybe he just didn't find a lawn service, or it was overgrown when he bought the house. Who really knows? But honestly, the front yard looks amazing. You couldn't even tell this property was neglected. The stripes look good. We did a little cross pattern, as you guys can tell. I'm very happy with how this turned out. Now, I did cut this whole yard at 5 inches, so it is pretty tall, but it's really not too bad. If I cut it any shorter, there would have been more clumps and it would not look good. Trimmed absolutely everything around the house. This was fully overgrown. Who even knew there was a little bit of topsoil right there? This whole side was severely overgrown. Wow, this is an amazing transformation, guys. Back here, if you wanted to, you can start to enjoy this space. I think it looks so much better. But wow, what do you guys think? Is this a crazy transformation? I think so. You couldn't even walk back here. Now you could walk back here, and looks like there's an old planter box here. That looks like junk and needs to be tore out. And this side of the property was the worst. Not even joking, guys. This stuff was like up to my chest in some spots. And it's trimmed down, looking great. The Exmark Vertex 60-inch did an amazing job. It actually did not even bog down one time. It didn't think about stalling at all. I highly recommend that unit. It's my favorite mower out there. And then the Red Max trimmer didn't really bog or stall. Jammed the head a few times just because the tall grass got stuck in there, as you guys saw. But wow, this is amazing. This hill was in rough shape, guys. All up here, blew off the driveway. Now, what did you guys think of that new Echo blower? I thought it was pretty sweet. It sounds like a dirt bike. It sounds awesome, and it has a ton of power. We have a few Red Max blowers, but I'm really liking the Echo. We might switch over and get a few more. But that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know it's more of kind of a satisfying transformation video, which I'm sure some of you guys love. But if you guys enjoy content like this and you're watching this far into the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because, you know, I put a lot of effort into these videos, and it would mean the world if you guys just hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.